Hi, my name is Nathan San, and I'll be talking about my reaction to the Racist Sandwich podcast from my dialogue journal. To be honest, I forgot to do this last week, so this is like a last minute job. And I didn't have any ideas. But one thing though, my reason for picking for my dialogue journal is because one of these podcasts talks about the coronavirus. It's an interesting topic to talk about. So then again, I mean. The name is called Racist Sandwich, and it talks about how food is cultural. And this podcast always interviews someone from the food industry and unpacks how food, class, race, gender all connect. So, continuing back to the topic, the coronavirus. We all know it is uncomfortable to talk about, especially when you own a small restaurant and or business from the food industry. It's often said that coronavirus does not discriminate. That is true, but how the virus affects communities depending on the resources a community has access to and what that community has historically faced. When I first viewed this, I was skimming through other podcasts until I found the title Racist Sandwich. As I was looking through the website, the first thing I saw was coronavirus does not discriminate. As I listened through, I realized that the tough part of owning a food business is having to maintain it, meaning the shortage of money, lack of employees due to them getting their hours cut, which also leads to employees not getting money to support their families. Oh, yeah. So, just thinking about it is actually sad because people have worked very hard to provide for their families, even to those who are still open because they don't not get enough customers and that they have to cut their employees' hours. But even though the hours are cut, well, depending on their position, that is, they still get paid. To me, as long as you get paid, you still have enough money or you have a chance to provide for a family, but in a very limited way. And I know that people got their stimulus checks, but as I said, you are in a limited position because you don't have a job. I think I should edit that out. Uh, as you may know, the events of George Floyd, there has been protests and riots, even though some of them are actually unnecessary. Even though quarantine is not over too. Business owners are losing more money because people want to break things and stores, malls, shops, etc. I know that many states, including our own, has been caught into the riots. Right now, I will try to show a video I found about a LA 1992 riot, which is actually relevant to now. Hopefully, it's teaching us a lesson because it did for me.
Burn down my soul.
Come on, Carl.
I worked too hard for
People
this.
don't even understand nothing. Come on.
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right what y'all doing. I came from the ghetto too. Same as all of you did.
Y'all need to listen.
But you know, y'all messed up my business. And you call it black power. You mad the white man. Why destroy my business? Why destroy my truck? Why steal my computer? I'm trying to make it. Could you understand that? Can't y'all see it? I'm trying to make it.
So, I actually found this video last week, and it's actually sad to know that not much has changed since the riot of LA 1992, and that is relevant to this day. I tried to find any backstory behind the video, but I couldn't find any. So, I assumed that the man has been yelling at other people that he was a business owner and that his hard work that he had created for a long time was trashed, looted, broken in one day. saying that he tried to make it. It was more impactful for me because he knew he had worked very hard and tried to provide, and that he had taken his time to reach his goal. Comparing this video to the events now made me realize that the environment has changed, but a few things remain the same, especially any unexpected events that has caused a catastrophe that have had affected many places in just a few days. Back to the main topic. In the Racist Sandwich podcast, it talks about how communities are providing for people who have no food, people who are also suffering from water shortages, and people who also do not have access to running water in Detroit, Michigan. At least I know that people that are risking their health to help other people are helping as a community instead of putting the blame on certain people. I mean, I get it. It's like human nature. You don't want to feel as if you are making the cause worse, so you plan to blame it on the people who may be least likely to be suspicious. What I also heard is that people who have lost their jobs are in debt because of the restaurant closures, and that some children have to rely on their school to provide food for them. But since school closures happened, the kids have lost their one of few resources that have been provided for them and not given any education since the closures. I hope that the people who are in a difficult position have found a better place, meaning that someone or somewhere is taking care of them and looking out for them and their families. And I hope that they are healthy and safe during the riots of this week. I know it is a difficult time for them, and I hope that they are safe. And yeah, I really wish I had the time to talk about this topic sooner and that I could have made it better than it should be. I also do not know how long this project was supposed to be, even though I saw a group do their own podcast for like 40 minutes. But this is all the time that I have, so I have to leave it at that. Thank you very much for listening to this. I know I could have done better, but this is all I have. Thank you.